Hello there my fellow holotable heroes and welcome to another Grand Arena highlights video. So I've done Qui-Gon Omicron testing after the nerf versus Darth Revan in a separate video because I thought that would be more interesting to highlight as it on its own. So the link description below to that video if you're interested in that. So in this video I just want to show you the other highlights videos that I want to share with you. So why don't we just get started first here with here, Bounty Hunters, Scoundrel Showdown. So this is a team actually that I have seen a couple of times this week, which is kind of Beskar Mando team, but with Jango lead instead of Beskar Mando lead, just that they get plus 30 speed, so it makes it harder to obviously outrun Quill on the enemy's side. That's probably quite a clever here, some sort of leadership just to give plus 30 speed instead of, Beskar's Mando meter gain and things like that, which makes harder to outrun Quill. So, for this kind of team, definitely, Zem Omicron is huge because, as long as you got decently modded Zem for speed, you're essentially giving out plus 60 speed to all your bounty hunters. So it makes it a bit, easier to outrun these Quills under Jango lead. And then obviously, you can get your assists assists going with Grief and Bosk. And then when your Mando creates, he boosts their meter to your team. So even if maybe your Aurra or your Mandalorian are a bit slower, still because of that turn meter gain, you should be able to, start running circles around these guys, hopefully, before they get to jumpstart on you. Obviously, also one thing to point out with Jango lead, he will always start off with his AoE burning, so if he does get a turn, it will prevent your turn meter train. But most likelihood, by the time Jango gets a turn, you should have your contract here because of Aurra lead already. Then you can cleanse off burning with Grief, and you should be good to go. Even apply tenacity up and things like that, maybe before even Jango gets a turn. So definitely, having Zem Omicron is now really important these days. Anyway, let's hop in the battle, see how it goes. So just starting a sequence here, start off with a taunt, get first attacks going here, perfect. Here let's see if we can try and stun Nest, but there we go. For some reason game thought I clicked on Bosk, so called Bosk to assist. Like, are you kidding me? But luckily Bosk there was able to get a stun and contract trigger already, really, to be honest. Now here with Aurra, you can try and get a stun out there. Didn't get a stun, so I'm just throwing now some thermal detonators. See if I can get maybe stun on... I don't think you can stun Quill, right? As long as IG is alive. So let's just go ahead, stun Jango just in case, he doesn't do anything. So at this point, I'm not trying to do too much damage to anybody because I don't want Mando, to get a Beskar Mando to get a turn and unload his Whistling Birds. I'm just trying to spread the damage a little bit until my own Mando gets a turn, so I can just go ahead, disintegrate him. Perfect, boom, down he goes. There you go, because I was able to land a stun on Jango. He wasn't able to do his burning AoE, so we can still keep gaining bonus turn meter whenever we critically hit with Mando. Okay, there we go, boom, there goes Nest. Wow, that's quite a big damage here. Just picking up the footage, just need to clean up from this point here now. So there you go, definitely Zem Omicron is becoming more and more important as people are finding ways to make their teams faster, and it seems like also lots of Omicrons that are out there are extra turn meter, extra speed for your teams. So definitely suddenly speed in the whole turn meter thing is really starting to again becoming very important here in Grand Arena. Alright, here we go. We got another Scoundrel team, this time with Beskar Mandalorian lead instead of Jango. And because there's no Nest in there, I'm like, this is a great opportunity to probably run my troopers at him. Now, even with Nest, maybe you could get it to work, but Nest could be tricky. Not only you have to time your hits because of her bonus protection, also her AoE there can land daze on your troopers, and we all know what happens if troopers get dazed because their whole thing is turn meter train, and if their turn meter train is stopped, they basically fall apart very quickly. They've got no dispels here. They've got obviously no way of recovering protection really. So, you know, that's why, like, Eden Versio, she's an Imperial Trooper, she's got a cleanse, but obviously she doesn't really work well with these regular troopers that we like to use. But anyway, mine's only, what, gear 8 anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, let me show you my trooper as well. As you will see, I do have speed advantage here, so I should be able to get a jump start on these guys. And also the way I have their speeds lined up is that my Death Trooper will go straight after Piet, so he can go ahead and obviously dispel any sort of pre-taunts that enemy has, and then I can just go out, you know, follow up that with a big attack from Veers with that mass assist. So definitely, you know, having speeds aligned for your troopers is definitely very helpful, you know, so you can get around those pre-taunts. Because, you know, IG is quite beefy, so trying to, you know, get him down could be challenging. So that's why I'm bringing here Death Trooper for the dispel. Alright, here we go. Let's get our buffs going here. As always, you put Mark over on Dark Trooper, so he's called to assist whenever Piet uses basic. And that's why I do have a fast Death Trooper here, just so he can go ahead and dispel everything. So you can see Quill's got quite a full turn meter, so I gotta be careful. Let's see if we can get Beskar Mande out. Perfect. And you know what, Vedhan was counter-attacking there, so let's just see if we can get him out as well, so I don't have to deal with counter-attacks. Might as well start going after Quill anyways. There we go, down he goes. Let's get Death Mark over on IG, blow him up, perfect. Okay, just down to Dengar, and boom, there we go. Definitely without Nest, you know, Beskar Mando team is not really all that scary. I think a lot of teams can counter it easily. Moving on. Alright, I've got Mon Mothma here with a Relic 5 Kyle. Oh boy. Now I've shown you in, I think previously, troopers working versus Mon Mothma Kyle teams, because whenever, you know, your allies are hit, Piet is gaining bonus turn meter. So you can see my Piet had bonus turn meter, but he never got a turn. Even worse, he got stunned. Now Kara goes, everybody's stunned. So yeah, I'm not sure what happened exactly, but honestly, I was checking on later speeds, and I think why in this particular case didn't work, because also the rest of the team on the Mon Mothma side, they had very, very fast speed. So, you know, when they did gain a little bit of that bonus turn meter, because of the whole bonus turn meter overflow, they were able to get this going. Definitely Trooper versus Mon Mothma, while it can work, obviously in some cases, even if Kyle goes first, it will solely depend, you know, our enemy rebel fighters around like 240, 250, maybe 260 speed, but as soon as they're approaching 280, 290 speeds, I think you will struggle for your Piet to go before them. So definitely, as also mentioned at that point in time, is not exactly recommended counter, but you know, you can give it a shot if you have no other options. But yeah, I don't think I'll be trying this again if I cannot outrun enemy Kyle anymore, and that's why I wanted to show you this fail to you as well, just so you can see what happens as well when, you know, they do steamroll you. So this is again against the same Mon Mothma team. That's why here I will be showing you mods, because I had nothing left here to outrun them. Obviously I then decided to use my Maul with Walt, and obviously Walt, you know, doesn't care. He gets his bonus turn in the beginning of the battle, and you know, as soon as he puts tech on somebody, Maul will get a turn because he's got frenzy. So this is another, like, you know, one good trick how you can outrun a very fast Kyle, as I'm showing you the mods here. So you'll see, like, everybody here's got very good speeds, and yeah, I guess also depends in beginning when Kyle does his hit for the hot scout, right, as he critical hit on his basic, because then he's got a chance to give turn meter to everybody. So looks like that's what happened in this attempt, and they all got turn meter, and because they are very fast, even though my Piet had full turn meter before they went, I don't know exactly how this turn meter overflow works, but my Piet was just standing there with full turn meter, whereas in the previous battle that I've shown you, my Piet was able to get a turn. So definitely, I'm not going to be trying this again. Anyway, just showing my Maul team now. Again, speeds don't matter all that much here if you're using Watambor in this team, just because he gets his stack out, and then obviously Canderous, he's gaining 8% turn meter every time you hit an enemy with damage over times, I think it said there. But I think his unique is actually bugged. For any debuff, he's I think actually gaining bonus turn meter. So what you do is, as you will see in the battle, Waterboar puts attack on somebody. This then gives 100% turn meter to your Maul. He does his AoE, everybody's called to assist. Kandros gets a whole lot of bonus turn meter. He uses his AoE and so on. You will see how it goes. It's a pretty straightforward battle actually. I decided to put weapon tech here on Maul, so if he takes somebody out, will prevent revives. You kick off first with an AoE, and look at all the bonus turn meter there Kandros gains. He does his AoE, which gives another turn over there to your Maul. And now your Maul's got 5 stacks of Anguish, so you can just go all out on these guys. Taking out Kal first. Going after Pau next, probably. We go. Keep going. One more ahead. And that should be the end of him. Let's see if we can put a work into Scout again. And look at this, Kandor has got another turn already. He's a turn meter machine, that's for sure. Now my armor gets a turn, so we can just again call Mandalorians here to assist. Finish of Scout, only down to Kara. Let's see if we can get her out. She's quite beefy though, so Mothma might come in and resurrect somebody. So we can put another attack. I'll just put it on armor because she's taunting anyway, so maybe she can recover some protection if she gets a turn. Okay, they brought Kyle back. Doesn't really matter. I'm just speeding up the footage now because this battle is over pretty much. They can't do anything. We go. Bo-Katan finally got a turn. Hey, welcome to the party, Bo. But you know, her unique does really well here for Mandalorians recovering your banners. There you go. Now, if this would be first attempt, this would be a 65 banner win. In this case, it was 45 because, as I've shown you, my troopers failed. There we go. More Mothma battles out of the way. Definitely will be testing more counters there to this Mon Mothma Kyle team in the upcoming week. There are a couple of other teams I want to try out as well, so definitely be on the lookout for the week 2 highlights. Alright, so here we go. Now, again, talking about Qui-Gon changes, CG did say they're looking into the Supremely the Kylo Ren versus Lord Vader team with Daka and Zombie. It looks like they're not happy that we can cheese ourselves through Lord Vader, same as we've done before versus Master Kenobi with Sith Eternal, as well as Kylo. They did some changes to Jedi Master Kenobi, so that kind of almost completely, you know, offsets that counter. It can still work, but not as reliably. So definitely expect some changes. But in the meantime, this still works really well. That's why I've seen lots of my opponents now putting Throne together with Lord Vader. Just probably, you know, that Throne can get a fracture on Zombie. And then if you do have a relic zombie like me, you know, she's quite tanky, so she won't be immediately defeated. And then you don't have a taunt, and then they can just go ahead, go after Daka or even your Supreme Color and things like that. That's why versus these teams, probably just to be on the safe side, you do want to bring in an extra tank. I still have my first order Stormtrooper available, so I'm bringing him in, so in case Zombie gets fractured, then at least I got first order there, Stormtrooper, for a couple of turns. You know, he's not maybe as tanky as Color and Mask, but no, he can still take a few hits. He obviously has 50% chance to call another first order ally to assist, and because my only other first order character is Supreme Kylo Ren, so you know he can get called for an assist as well. If he gets a turn, he can get defense up to your allies, again making everybody tankier. So that's why I'm bringing him in. But otherwise, if you do want to know, looking at meta report on SWGOH.GG website, if you just do a 4-man, so without another tank versus this exact Lord Vader lineup that I'm going up against, I think it was about 75, 76, I think, % win rate. So maybe in most cases it looks like you don't even need a 5th one, but I just did not want to risk it at all here. I'm like, I'm bringing a 5th one, I'm doing this for the first time, so I don't want to really, you know, take any chances here. I need to one-shot as much enemies as I can. Alright guys, let's cheese away, see if my Relic 7 Supreme Kylo Ren can do this. Obviously there's always concern of timeout versus these guys, so first I just like to put tank tech on Kylo so he can cleanse off debuffs as well, recover some protection when he gets a turn. You want to start off with an AoE just so that you get advantage, so then your guy, obviously both of your tanks will be taunting. Then Med Pack goes over to Daka, so she can keep recovering health and protection anytime any unit gets a turn. So there you go. That first order stormtrooper there, he called an assist on Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, which is always nice. Get some extra hits. Why not? You know, helping you there work towards your ultimate. Daka here, you know, my stormtrooper was a little bit in trouble, so I decided to do a heal with Daka. And there you go. Good thing about stormtrooper, he can cleanse as well, debuffs from himself, grant defense up on everybody, making more tanky. And there you go. This is what I was afraid of, that my zombie would get fractured. And that's where you can see, you know, having first order stormtrooper in here or any other, you know, kind of dark side tank, I guess, will help you here a little bit to keep going. And otherwise, you know, this battle is pretty straightforward, to be honest. Just Kylo is doing what Kylo does. Keep, you know, getting those stacks of siphon flowing, keep increasing your mastery and things like that. All right, here I got Maul out in the open. Was trying to get him out, but obviously you can't critically hit them there. There we go. There goes my first order stormtrooper, but he did his job, right? He did tank here a little bit for a couple of turns, keeping Daka and Kylo safe. Well, if you lose what, it doesn't matter at this point. He did dish out his 2 pieces of tech you need for this cheese to work effectively. And here with Daka, even everybody were at full health. I still, whenever I have her heal ability, I go ahead and use it. Because remember, Lord Vader's ultimate charge will charge whenever you deal damage to them. So like this you avoid, because basically there from Daka deals damage twice, right? So you kind of avoid there Lord Vader to feed too much ultimate charge to him. But as you can see, this battle is dragging on. It's already almost halfway through. I'm yet to get anybody down, but you know, it doesn't really matter. Kylo here keeps increasing his stacks of siphon, and then every time we do an AoE, we boost our damage, so eventually we will start taking guys out. As soon as your ultimate meter is full, you can go ahead, pop your ultimate. There we go. Let's see if we can take somebody down finally. Boom. All right, there we go. We took out Darth Vader here. However, we still have Thrawn. Hopefully this AoE should finish him off. There we go. Yeah, we can't stun Maul. He's got 5 stacks of anguish. Okay, there we go. Let's do another AoE here. Maul is still hanging in there. Okay, that should do it. There we go. All right, so now we're down to Royal Guard and Lord Vader. So I'm just going after Royal Guard. Boom, down he goes. And that's what will happen eventually. You will stack up so much siphon that, you know, you will increase your mastery to that point where you'll just be able to one-shot Lord Vader. Obviously, there is just that small threshold between where Lord Vader can be critically hit. Boom. So, you know, you'll just have to wait that he kind of heals back up, and then at some point, there we go. I was able to critically hit him there, but I didn't have enough mastery increase yet. So we'll have to wait for Lord Vader to heal back up so we can then critically hit him yet again. And at that point, you know, hopefully I should have enough there damage that I can one-shot him, because again, my Kylo, as you've seen from mods, he's speed modded Kylo. I do have offense cross on him and critical damage triangle, but primary focus is on speed, and boom, down he goes with 58 seconds to spare. So there you go, guys. Still works. I was a little bit worried with Thrawn there, but definitely, you know, bringing, as you've seen, First Order Stormtrooper really helped a little bit, help me out there. Obviously, I've done this only once and first time, so definitely will be testing out more in the upcoming week, see if this works as well, or maybe I just got good RNG here. I'm not sure. So going from one cheese to the next cheese, if this cheese team worked versus Lord Vader, would it also work in a mirror match, you would ask? Well, in one of the rounds, my opponent set Supreme Leader Kylo Ren at the back, which I wasn't expecting, and we all know that Supreme Leader Kylo Ren mirror matches, they can get very, very dirty. It's not gonna be a high banner win, you may lose, and actually I did not have good first order characters left because I put Kylo Ren, Unmasked, Hux, Sith Trooper, and all those guys, the good guys. Yeah, I put them on defense, so I'm just pretty much having here Supreme Leader Kylo Ren and leftover first order characters. So you will see my team there. It's a pretty much again zombie Daka cheese team, but as the fifth, I was debating whether to bring in First Order Stormtrooper like I did versus Lord Vader, so then I could maybe you know, have another tank there, but you know, I felt like I need more damage here really to begin with, rather than just another tank, because then they can target first order stormtrooper and take him down, whereas zombie, they'll just keep getting stuck behind zombie. So instead I decided to bring in my first order officer. Now if I would use his special ability that gives 100% turn meter and offense up to my supremely Kylo Ren, basically, yeah, Kylo would get offense up, but he wouldn't get 100% turn meter because of the hacks on the enemy side, right? Will prevent bonus turn meter gain when they've got advantage, and they start with advantage. But instead I decided to still bring first order officer in for his spinning shot, which will reduce cooldowns on my Kylo, so that my Kylo can use to begin with, you know, his special abilities back to back, to hopefully, you know, give me advantage there. All right, here we go. Cheese battle number 2. Let's see if we can make this work. All right, so same thing. I'm going to put here a tank tech over on my Kylo so he can keep, you know, recovering protection when he gets a turn. Starting off here with an AoE to get advantage on my zombie, so she's got now permanent taunt, so they have to go after her. They have no way obviously of ignoring taunt. Then we put the med pack over again on Daka. Start off with a pinning shot here to reduce cooldowns on Kylo. Now I can go ahead, use here his special ability to get a stun on Stormtrooper. Alright, here they come, they keep coming. There goes the ultimate already. Am I about to lose somebody or not? Alright, still hanging in there, perfect. That advantage helping us here to avoid critical attacks. Alright, time for a heal, perfect. And let's do an AoE now again. Alright, we already took one of them down. I'm just gonna do basic here, because Huck still was alive there, so I couldn't pass turn back over with first order officer, unfortunately. So I'm trying to get Hux, but I'm stuck behind the taunt. Oh boy, here we go. This should take him out, I think, but now obviously, there goes Sith Trooper. There goes my first order officer, but as you can see there, zombie really cheesing this one. Trying to get a stun on Hux, wasn't able to. I think that should finish finally Hux off. A bit too late, to be honest. Although I lost my first officer, but we still got here, you know, the core of this cheese team, Daka and zombie. Okay, just keep pushing. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Do an AoE as well here. I'm still kind of holding off for my ultimate, just in case I really need it. But there we go, I actually didn't even need ultimate in the end. So I was quite happy with this, so you know, cheese still works even in Supreme with a Kylo Ren here. So it really depends how CG decides to go about this cheese. Will they, you know, boost Lord Vader in one way that they can ignore taunts? Or will they do something with this whole zombie Daka thing, that maybe zombies instant revives only work in a full Night Sister lineup? If they do that, obviously then other counters we are using with Daka zombie will be affected, so definitely we have to keep an eye out on what CG decides to do here. Alright, there we go. So moving on with the battles here, from two cheesy ones to another one. So I got Sith Eternal Emperor here, solo versus General Skywalker. Now normally I would have used Watt here, you know, just to make sure that my Sith Eternal can really survive here, but now that I remodded my Sith Eternal Emperor for max health, I'm pretty sure he doesn't need Watt anymore, that he can handle this even versus Relic 8 there, John Skywalker and Relic 8 Arc Trooper. So this definitely will depend on how much health I think your Sith Eternal has. Do you need Watt in there or not? And generally it seems like, you know, the best way to mod these days Sith Eternal Emperor is for max health, whether you're going up against, you know, high offense rays or, you know, doing solo versus these guys. But, you know, that's why I'm recording it, because you probably know this works, but I'm doing this for the first time. That's why I'm recording, just to document it, to show what I was able to do here. I mean, granted, maybe not the best modded 501st squad there, but still, you know, at the end of the day, my Sith Eternal is Relic 7, so definitely room for improvement there. There you go, that's health on him. Doesn't have a whole lot of speed, not a whole lot of offense, but doesn't really matter, to be honest. He just needs to survive all those attacks, and eventually we'll take these guys down. There we go. So what I did here, I linked up gas. I also linked up 5s there, because hopefully you can get lots of turns, right? And then, you know, it will speed up the ultimate charge. But in the end, to be honest, you don't even need ultimate, as you will see. In the end, okay, down goes Jon Skywalker. His protection is gone, so now he won't get up because we removed all of his protection. So his protection went down to 0. And again, just linking up now these two guys. You're just gonna have to hang in there. It's gonna take a while. I decided not to use ultimate at all, because if you do, then you lose this ability that allows you to recover protection. So instead, just going like this, doing basics. That's why it takes a little bit longer than if you'd go ahead and pop an ultimate. But just wanted to see, can I somehow time it to end up with a full protection? But it's not always the easiest thing to do here, just because obviously Jon Skywalker here will put a couple of hits on you, and it wasn't quite enough to get back to full protection. So there you go, solo Sith Eternal Emperor versus 5 for Jon Skywalker without even ultimate. So if you do not have Sith Eternal ultimate yet, you know, he can be still very useful if you do mod him for max health there for these kind of battles here. Alright, so I do have now one more battle for you, and that's the fleet battle. It's actually been requested by somebody in one of the comments just to share this video, because obviously they're Tarkin fleet with a very fast gauntlet in the starting lineup, as also I've seen from one of my previous streams, can be problematic because gauntlet will go ahead, apply buff immunity on a Jedi Anakin Starfighter, and that could cause you some real trouble, obviously. If that happens, so instead of using 5s in the starting lineup, I actually decided to do Ahsoka here. So then hopefully Gauntlet goes after Ahsoka instead of Anakin, because it seems like that AI is always programmed to go after the weakest of your ships, and it looks like Ahsoka is weaker than Anakin. That's why they go after Ahsoka. And good thing about Ahsoka as well is she can cleanse that off straight away. There we go, they triggered already turn on my Anakin, landed their healing immunity, buff immunity on their TIE Bomber. Ahsoka then just cleansed off that buff immunity so she can gain Valor, which obviously will allow our Negotiator to get another quick turn. There goes already TIE advanced. Okay, they're putting out an AoE. Oof, ability blocks on everybody. TIE Bomber dispelling everything. You know, Ahsoka still hanging in there, just about, and that's why I need to bring in Plo now. Cleanse all this off my guys, and let's go ahead, boost their meter and see if we can get TIE Bomber out quickly before they bring in they got a reinforcement in, unfortunately. Let's go ahead, dispel that. Oh, even better, take him out, and now just need to go after TIE Bomber, and this is pretty much it. So definitely, you know, maybe having Ahsoka here in the starting lineup versus these guys results in a, you know, better, easier, cleaner win. I'm not sure it will Gauntlet now go versus Ahsoka every single time, but obviously if my enemy does put this again on defense, that kind of team, I'll try with Ahsoka again and see how that one goes. But for now, as you can see, very good here, no issues, bringing in Rex as the second reinforcement so we can maybe top up protection on somebody to recover some banners. And there you go, nice, easy, clean win for 73 banners. Alright guys, this is really everything. I wanted to show you the highlights and the lowlights that one lost versus Mothma that happened in week 1. Obviously I'll be doing more testing, more recording there in week 2, and if there are any battles that are interesting, worth highlighting, whether win or loss, that we can all learn something, I'll make another video. Thank you for watching guys, I'll see you in the next one, but until then, have fun, enjoy life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.